Bob arranged it that way to have the vote be first instead of last.
It's very important that you're first. So, because otherwise we can't.
I don't know. I couldn't do it. I didn't know how to do it.
Right back there.
Right straight in the back.
What is the secret?
You have to find it.
I just gave more.
I'm not going to sit here if it's this hot.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be this hot. There's no one here to do anything.
This is insane.
Huh?
It's
It's
I
locked.
know it's locked.
And I
But
don't
there is
have
a link
anything to
for-
do.
I wound up printing it out.
yeah.
Let's start this show.
Oh, wait.
I just gave more. The history
Don had it already signed up.
and the original brochure and what it was
Oh wait, there's something else.
with our businesses listed, the members.
I did it yesterday though.
Hello everyone, welcome to the 22nd, 2014 meeting. Sorry for the heat in here. It looks like we have a quorum of all of our commissioners, including Maliki, our new commissioner, who was sworn in last month. Let's first approve this agenda. Is there any changes or deletions to the agenda?
Yes, I'd like to add at the end of miscellaneous line item a proposed and approved resolution and letter submittal process.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I have one. I think we can remove the merch PTA, or it should be HSA, green scene regarding the application. I don't think we're going to have that today.
Okay.
And
Good.
could I had a request to move the sidewalk, since it shouldn't take very long, the sidewalk resolution after the grants, just because I don't think it'll take very long.
Well, I moved it up already
Oh,
to
you
after
did?
bread first. So let's
Okay,
just
that's
do
fine.
that. Let's
That's
just do
fine.
that.
That's
And
fine.
we have people, I would like to see if we could move up hotel set since there are people here from Van Ness North.
Is Mark?
I don't know.
We're just gonna get through.
Okay.
We have a long list tonight.
Let's just move faster.
They should
only
be
in the
on a
back.
chair in the doorway.
And their handouts.
So I guess I'll make a motion to approve the modified agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Or is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. So the first item is election of a secretary. We did not elect a secretary yet because we've been saving it for you. So I'll make a motion to nominate Maliki Nugent to be our secretary. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Do you want to be our secretary?
Third, sure.
Okay.
Better.
So I guess, I don't know if we have to vote, but all in favor of Maliki being our secretary?
Aye.
All right, so
Congratulations.
Now I can start taking the minutes.
Congratulations.
Down in the bottom
know.
right, you need to fill out.
So next up is our police report. I see two wonderful officers here. So we don't have a whole lot of time tonight, but maybe if you could, I know there was that shooting at the zoo yesterday, so I don't know if you have any insights into that, but I know there's a meeting tomorrow on that.
Yes.
And then otherwise, just some general things you're seeing around, and now that we're getting in the summer, some of those kinds of things to look at.
The complaint came in about Woodway.
Okay.
That address is getting.
You're going to have to speak up
You're gonna
because
have to talk
we
into the
can't
mic.
hear you.
I'll speak up there.
Well,
Sorry.
Please don't yell at me. I'm sensitive tonight.
Introduce yourself, please.
the mic is for at home.
My name is Steve Franchek. My last name is Franchak. I'm with the Metropolitan Police Department. I do the traffic up here in PSA 203 and try to handle any concerns, complaints that come in through you all that don't go through the regular dispatcher. If any of you all got any questions or thoughts or concerns, I'll gladly answer them for you. The major one right now has been Ordway Street with the crosswalk. It's summertime, a lot more people are coming, and footmen down there during the evening and 3 to 11 tours, taking care of that, and I'm trying to look at it during the daytime at lunchtime and in the morning time, morning rush hour, to try to address that. The construction in the 4400 block of Connecticut, which is thoughts for everybody. Last week they got a little out of hand with the dump trucks in the morning. We're trying to corral them back in, where the dump trucks backed all the way up to Yuma Street up to almost 36th Street. They haven't been back there since. A little bit of money that day, and I don't think the dump trucks will be backing all the way to 36th Street again. But the construction site there, Clark Construction and PF Sal, they're pretty good to work with, and they've been very helpful. If you see them out there in the morning times, before 7 o'clock, they're getting everyone to start moving, and they're telling everyone to turn their trucks off, trying to work with the community and work with the police department. It's a big construction site. There's not much we can do but work with each other and try to keep it going smoothly. Anything else that y'all would like to hear? I know y'all are pressed for time this evening.
Anything about the zoo shooting?
Nothing. Nothing more than what you've seen.
Any other commissioners have a question?
We're so grateful for your presence in the neighborhood, and thank you for that.
Oh, no.
I guess I'm down at that in Connecticut at the Metro about 4 times a day, dropping off, picking up. Sometimes I see a police car in the alley off of Connecticut around Yuma, maybe, or in that alley near Gold's Gym.
Yes.
So I guess I'm wondering, could somebody get out of the car? And because it's like you see the car, but you see the police car, but you don't see the policeman.
I'll say, sometimes they're out of the car. If you look in there and you see them, normally the people sitting there are doing one of two things. It's good for presence. Everyone sees the car. Whether you see them or not, they still slow down and they act accordingly as they should. So the presence to him, it's better for him to sit there than to go tuck away somewhere where you're not going to see him. I would think you'd want him to stay visible there. And sometimes they go there to eat lunch. To be quite honest with you, if they're eating in the cruiser, if they bring their lunch, it's a good spot. You don't generally behind you. Police are a little terrified of that. So, in essence, why they sit there, generally that's why.
Okay. Well, we're delighted to have you there. I just, it would be, especially during rush hour, it would be great to have the person get out of the car at that intersection with the Metro.
Yeah, normally if I'm there, you see where I stand. I stand right there on the corner.
Yeah.
So I'm out there quite often. Since they opened up both sides of the Metro, the traffic's been a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot better for everybody.
Yeah. Well, and with the UDC construction,
Yes.
That's been a real problem. And if you've got 2 people dropping off at the Metro,
UDC's been doing a little bit better with their trucks in the morning as far as rush hour. And they're very good if you watch them. They're easy to work with also. I critiqued them because they were sending 1 flagman up to do 3 flagman job. And if they're blocking up the alley, they're actually sending 3 and sometimes 4 out now. And it not only helps direct the car, but it also helps the citizens that are walking. And it's a little safer for everyone involved. So they're not doing too bad. They're easy to work with, and they're keeping everything generally trying to flow. That one little spot, you'll see the delivery truck drivers for the carryout right there. In the morning time during rush hour, that's where they're going to park so they're not blocking up Connecticut Avenue. They either park there or in the alley behind and wheel it around to the front door. So a couple of parking spaces there may be intruded upon for a few minutes, but it beats holding up the rest of the traffic. You got to try to work with everyone, let the business do what they're doing, the delivery drivers make their deliveries on time so that everyone keeps going.
I just wanted to say thank you for coming to my apartment building after our robberies and doing that safety seminar.
Yes, hopefully it helped.
People are still not locking their doors. What can I say?
Does anyone in the audience have a quick question for the police? Oh, sorry.
Officer, I'd like to tell you I found the sign today at the Wyndham Place cleanup of the parking, no parking, and,
Okay.
but I couldn't put it in the ground.
We'll see if we can get them to come up and just change it to no parking, like they had said, because that's what I sent an email to a lady from DDOT. She said she was going to go up and try to get the no parking on both sides, because when people park back in there, that's what's causing the congestion to go up into the thing and down into the loading
Right,
docks.
But before, it was parallel parking only, and a car could park parallel to the site, to the curb.
That's up to them what they end up doing with
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I've notified DDOT, but you found the sign, the
Well,
missing
perfect.
sign.
Great. Does anyone in the audience have a question?
Well, good. Well, y'all enjoy your meeting and have a good evening.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much.
All right, next up is commissioner announcements. I'll start at the end with Manoli and we'll work our way down. So Manoli, do you have any?
Just two quick ones. The on Thursday at Missouri Avenue, there will be the second of the working group meetings on the school boundary and student assignment process. The last one at Coolidge early in the month was a couple days after the first set of policy examples, which I think we may discuss later in tonight's meeting, were released, and there were I would say somewhere between 300 and 400 people there, and similar ones at other schools in other parts of the city, and there will be two more as well at Dunbar and at, where's the other one? There's a third one as well. At Coolidge on Thursday. The other thing I'll just mention quickly is that we passed the resolution in December. I mentioned this earlier about the Sexual Assault Victims' Right Amendment Act, that it was moving forward as we had suggested that it be amended in our resolution. It passed its first reading in the council and anticipated for a full passage and signed by the mayor, and our resolution was noted in the committee staff report. So I think it's something that we could be proud of.
Great, thank you. Sally?
I have none. Yep.
Just happy to be here, and thanks to all of you who have helped me prepare for this first meeting.
Welcome.
Mary Beth?
I have two quick announcements. First is that Tara Morrison, who is the head of Rock Creek Service, will join our next meeting on May 20th. She will speak generally about the park and some issues that relate to 3F, and she'll also be willing to take our questions. So think about what you want to know about Rock Creek Park, questions, concerns, and we will see her next month, which is very exciting. And the second announcement is that the Forest Hills Connection is having a fundraiser on May 18th. And it is going to be really cool, and I'm sure you can get more details from Marlene Berlin. But in short, we'll start at Marlene's house, and we will visit the studios of 3 artists who live in Forest Hills. Joan Danziger, Yatsuko Ono, and Annette Pollan.
All within a block.
Right, and I know Ono has just redone her studio. So it's going to be a really fun event, May 18th. Mark your calendars and stay tuned for more details.
Great. Bob?
Nothing.
I have a quick announcement. So my understanding is there is a Friends of Hearst Park Recreation Center group that will be forming in the future. So if anyone is interested in joining that or learning more, you can send me an email and I'll connect you with the people that emailed me. Okay. Next up, we'll do commissioner announcements, or commissioner updates. We'll start with Manoli and work our way down again. Manoli.
Sorry, I gave my update. That was the
Yeah,
second
you
one.
were supposed to do it.
Fair enough.
Sorry, I missed
Sally, do you have an update?
Yes, I have 2 updates. One is on what the officer just talked about at Park Van Ness. Their demo construction continues. They will be using the hoe ram, which makes that repetitious noise It's breaking up the concrete at the lower level. They anticipate that being completed around the end of May. All the demo will be done at that point with the raise permit. They will install the tower crane, which is an electric tower crane, so it doesn't make a lot of noise, but putting the foundation will cause a little bit of noise with concrete trucks. That will be done in about 2 to 3 weeks. They are underpinning the school. They're sheeting and shoring Connecticut Avenue. They have very big beams going in. If you go and look at it. They do have a new truck route plan, which I will pass out to the commissioners. If you see the trucks standing on Connecticut Avenue, call 911 or get the officer. But the trucks, they are not allowed on Connecticut Avenue at rush hour, at any rush hour. They are allowed to be there at certain points through the day, and they are allowed to be there before 7 o'clock with their engines turned off. They're going up to the circle, going around the circle, coming back down south, going Nebraska, Wisconsin, Western, and coming back down. So that's how they're doing the trucks, so they don't come through the neighborhoods. But again, if you have any concerns, you can email me, or because I will keep everybody updated, or you can call 911. And then the second report is Forest Hills Playground. I left some flyers at the front. It is a update of the project. The main thing that people need to know is they are awarding the construction is estimated to begin sometime in June. It will be completed September 30th, and they will have a ribbon cutting after that. Our small task force is meeting with the representatives of the park, Stacy West, and the new DGS representative and her boss on May the 16th at the park. So we will keep you updated at the May meeting.
Real quick. We had a public space application for an overheight sign at the Consulate Apartment Building. Public Space Committee, well, by the time it got to the Public Space Committee, the applicant agreed to make it conform to DC regulations of only 42 inches. And they cannot regrade the property or the public space so that the sign appears higher. That's it.
No.
3 updates. First of all, the Van Ness Vision Committee meet and greet met. We organized a meet and greet with the commercial property owners. It was very well attended, and we're working on our second meet and greet, which would include both the commercial property owners and the developers who might be interested in investing in Van Ness. So part of what we're doing to prepare for that is a parking analysis and survey, which Judy Sullivan is going to lead for us. Thank you, Judy. Then the second announcement is that we had our first design charrette hosted by the Van Ness Vision Committee and WAMU and led by Travis Price. And it was attended by over 50 people, some of whom are sitting up here at the table. Thank you all. So the participants focused on incorporating the natural beauty of the park, Soapstone Valley Park, as well as the amphitheater, and sort of brainstorming ways to connect both sides of Connecticut Avenue in a thoughtful, creative way. So to build on that charrette, we're going to host a second design charrette. We're working with the DC Office of Planning, the Vision Committee, as well as landscape architects who already are invested in the Van Ness area. So landscape architects at the BF Saul project, and other locations in Van Ness. And the final update is that the 3,000 daffodils that were planted by the Vision Committee volunteers are in full bloom. So thank you again, both to the volunteers and also to Sandy Farber Van Dier and her family for donating the bulbs. That's all.
Great. Bob, any updates? No? Okay. Next agenda item is announcements open forum. If anyone in the audience has any issue that's not on our agenda for tonight and wishes to raise it or discuss it, feel free to come up to our microphone. Okay. Okay.
So, a bit in your internal affairs and do a pitch for your funding an administrative assistant for the commission. I think that you all work really hard, and I think it would really make it a lot more help your work and make you more efficient as a commission. So the PAC just got its staffer, Pedestrian Advisory Council, and I cannot tell you, I really recommend that. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. Next up, we'll do a presentation by Friends of the Forest Hills Playground regarding their application for a grant from ANC 3F. So basically, we're in our grant season occurs year-round, but twice a year we actively solicit grants. Typically how the process works is they apply for a grant, they make a presentation, then the month after we vote on it. That's usually the process. We can make exceptions to that process as needed. So I guess is there someone's here from the playground, Friends of Playground. I guess a couple minutes to explain what you're asking for, and we'll go from there. Thanks.
I have a copy. You can share it with me.
Thank you, Commissioner Tope, and to Commissioner Manoli Perniotakis for providing this opportunity, because he brought this grant to our attention, and to Sally for all the work we've been doing. Does this work?
It
Right.
doesn't actually
Okay.
sound. But you need to speak into it because
Okay.
of the webcast. No, speak into it.
And to Sally for all her work that you've been doing on behalf of the playground. I'm Ali Chalupa. I'm the president of the Friends of Forest Hills Playground, a nonprofit that represents about 142 families currently. And we applied for a grant to redo our website. We've been working very closely with the DC government on the renovation project for the last almost 2 years now of the playground, and we just wanted to request funds for about $3,000 to redo the website that complements the new look of the playground, and that can be more of a hub of information sharing, and that's also easy for our board of 12 plus people to update, and something that's more updated, and that gives them access to be able to do the updates themselves. Right now, we're a volunteer parent teacher organization. Not teacher, sorry. Wrong
Not
meeting.
the merch yet.
Yeah, not merch. We're a parent-run volunteer organization, and we rely on one person right now to do all the updating, and so it's kind of been bottlenecked, and it happens every 6 months, and we want to keep it up and bring some more energy and events to the new playground. And we found a really good deal of a vendor who's willing to give us a very low cost, a friends and family discount. So, do you have any questions?
Maybe we should get the name of the web.
She's a very good woman-owned business. Yeah.
It's in here.
Yeah.
So
I told you.
I guess let's start with commissioner questions. Let's just work our way around. So Manolo, do you have any?
No, I from experience, I know that dealing with the website and keeping the community updated as it relates to things that are going on the playground is important but difficult, and I am highly supportive of this as a application.
I agree. I think it's great that you're updating the website, and will anybody be able to get on the website and see updates?
Oh, it's an open website. It would be for the public, and anyone could go on there. Correct.
So would you be able to put what we're
Park renovation. Yes.
to keep everybody updated that would be great.
And we're hoping to, the timeline for this, which you kind of brought up, is the second the grant's approved, our person's available starting in May and can work to launch it within a matter of a few weeks. So we can then do that and be ready for our big kickoff in the fall too with the park playground.
I'm hoping we can get a grant from the ANC to build an imaginary play area when they're done. So maybe we'll come back for that, like a house, playhouse or
Sally.
something.
We need to move.
Imaginary plan?
Yeah.
I have no questions, Maliki.
I have just one question.
Yes.
I see that the request is for $3,000, and that's
We spoke with the woman who owns the company, and she said she gauged it and she felt that she could do that based on 3,000. That would require us to not have a lot of back and forth. We would, try to cut some of the normal, like being picky about certain things, and lay it out. But she said she believed she could get it done with 3,000.
That's great, and I support the request for the grant. I would just make a suggestion that perhaps you also solicit some funds from the local community or for some of the schools in the area that use the park heavily so that they're invested in it as well.
Okay.
So that the ANC's grant could be somewhat matching funds for
Funds for
community
that.
support. I know you do the Halloween fundraiser. I don't know what those funds are used for.
We do. Those funds have always been used to replenish to pay for the Halloween party, and then whatever else. Usually it's actually the Franklin Montessori who gives a little bit of a donation, and that has always gone directly to fill the sandbox. DPR does not do that, and that usually costs us around $3,000 or so every year. And this year we didn't do it because of the renovation, but we still didn't do that well in the Halloween party last year.
Hopefully that'll change.
That'll change, yeah.
So are we the only source to pay for this?
Well, we will put in some additional funds if they're needed right now, but we could. I mean, right now our budget for what she gauged was 3,000, and then if it went over, we would put in additional.
Okay.
But we also wanted to pour in our own funds into working and making a bigger kickoff event for the playground when it opens, and creating something that, if it's not for the Halloween party, it'll be earlier if it opens in September as currently targeted. We would do an event around then. And
Let's raise something. Why do you give funds to the Franklin Montessori School when parents are paying good?
No, other way around.
Oh,
Yeah,
they gave it to.
they use
Okay, I thought she said.
No, sorry. They use the playground regularly, and they help
They
us
do,
out.
okay.
So they do a donation.
A
Well, that's
donation.
fine.
Yeah.
Bob, do you have any questions? Does anyone from the audience have any questions? Okay.
So I have a motion that we've had this for quite some time now, more than 10 days, that we vote.
We do them next month.
We're making a motion to vote on it in this meeting. Under the bylaws, we have the ability to waive any requirements that are laid out in the guidelines, and I have a motion to waive the waiting period and vote tonight.
A second.
Okay, so there's a motion to waive the guidelines, then this would be a separate motion to approve grants. If that was approved, does anyone have comments?
I have a comment.
Yes.
One, this isn't an emergency, and two, there are some, another commissioner raised some questions as to whether it is appropriate that we need to ask the auditor. So I would prefer to wait till next month to vote.
Why is that? Just because we
hadn't
can't
heard
write
that.
the check?
No.
Well, we can't write checks now anyway, which is, kind of, but
Yeah, but we should
beside
be
the
able to
point.
do that soon, correct?
Hopefully. Excuse me. Before
Let
next
me-
meeting.
Let me, for a minute. I spoke with Gottlieb Simon. There's an auditor's ruling that we cannot fund operating expenses for nonprofits. And we're going to seek clarification because it was an old ruling, but we got in trouble once many years ago for doing that. And that's why I went to Gottlieb on not only this one, but some of the others that we've been receiving, as to whether we can fund salaries or whatever. According to the auditor, or a salary for a given individual.
I don't believe that this is
It might
operating
not,
expenses.
it might not.
So,
I don't know,
yes,
but we-
so to hold up the conversation, the motion right now is to just waive for both grants or this grant? Or
This grant.
This grant to just vote whether or not we approve on it. I think the issue of whether or not we can even vote on it is a separate one. So I guess let's, I don't know.
According to Gottlieb, we can't.
So I don't know. So
Is that because of operating costs or just
so wait-
in general?
There's a ruling from the auditor from many years ago.
How many
Oh
years
my
ago?
goodness,
Was
I don't
the,
remember.
not
I
to
just
interrupt,
sent it-
sorry, Commissioner Perry, do you know, I think the Forest Hills Connection may have received some sort of similar grant. I don't know if I think I read that because this is a community tool to promote. It's not.
I'm just telling you
okay.
what I had learned from Gottlieb tonight on the telephone.
Okay.
He's going to be sending me the documents. I don't have them.
Okay.
I don't think that this will actually be a problem.
Just a matter of
It
time.
will be.
Okay.
It's appropriate for us to actually ask in advance.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you for your consideration.
So, well, we still have a motion on the table, so we can, I guess, technically,
You can withdraw the motion.
we can withdraw it or we can vote on it. What do you?
So we're now waiting for, are we waiting for further information from the Office of the ANCs, or are we actually waiting for an auditor's decision?
I'm going to call the auditor and ask.
Okay, if we're going to wait, well, actually, I guess we would have to vote to waive the waiting period anyways, but yeah, I would
We'd
like
be
to
able
see
to vote by next meeting.
the
That's what you're asking.
auditor's ruling, an actual opinion from the auditor. So, fine, I'll withdraw the motion.
Okay. We will get that for next month and vote on this. Then, so next up is Hearst PTA presentation for their grant application. So if you want to just give a quick overview.
Sure. Hi, my name is David Dickinson. I'm actually a school advisor. I've been before, if I may, just